Sup, my dudes? My name is Turkey Man Jr., and I'm going to be riding in third person on this video. So, just giving you a little bit of background here, I've probably rode in third person a total of about 5 times in my entire MX Simulator career, and I've rode in first person probably about 5 million times. So, that's kind of the comparison here, and I also have not rode in third person since my last third person video that I did, which was like however many months ago. I was trying to make it into a series, but then I kind of fell off of that a little bit. So trying to get back into it here, but I think it's really cool to come on here and do something on MX Simulator that I'm not very comfortable with and I'm a little bit less experienced with, because it's almost like I have to go in here and relearn something entirely. And I think that's really good for people that maybe are just getting into the game and they're just trying to learn how to ride in third person or first person. It kind of carries over in that sense, you know. So I think it's cool to come on here and kind of just figure out like how I'm learning it, because I'm not very good at it in comparison to being at least halfway decent in first person, you know. Trying to come on here and actually go through the processes of learning something totally different with a game like MX Simulator and walking you guys through that process, I think would be kind of cool. But yeah, the third person, man, it's a whole different experience, dude. I mean, I feel like a baby getting put in a Spyro whenever I'm riding in third person. So yeah, dude, just trying to learn it a little bit here. But I think one of the biggest tips to this game is you can't rush it, dude. You just can't. I don't care if you're in first person, third person, fucking seventh person. It doesn't matter. Like, you have to take this game slow. You do. And me personally, in my head, I know I'm not very good at third person, so I'm just chill riding. Could I be going faster? Yeah, I could be. But, you know, I'm just sitting here crashing anyways, so fuck what I'm even saying. But, like, I could be sitting here railing the track and crashing every 5 seconds, but I know my skill level. Like, I know where I'm at in third person, so I'm just taking it easy, dude. And that's what you have to do for the longest time with this game. And it's so easy to look at pros and stuff like that and be like, oh, those dudes must have just played for a couple weeks and now they're that good. But no comprehende, Pedro, Fabio. It just doesn't happen like that. I mean, it just doesn't even come close to happening like that. You got to understand, this game takes years to master. And that's just how hard it is. That's just how realistic it is. It's one of those things. It just does not happen overnight, no matter how much you want it to. It's never going to happen like that. God, I have a real problem with actually going up the faces of jumps and stuff. It wants to just completely carve the jump and curve over to the side. I think I'm not leaning back quite enough. And that's another little thing that you got to understand about this game is it's so totally different than other motocross games in the sense where once you really start getting your stability and your rider mass distribution and all that stuff adjusted, once you've actually played the game for a little while, it's all about the minute movements. You got to let the bike do its own thing, but you also have to be able to minutely move the bike. A lot of you guys probably remember my Whoops guide video. I've made 2 of them in the past, and I think a lot of people have seen those. But the way I talk in that video about basically like minutely moving, but just letting the bike do its own thing. You know, you don't want to try too hard in the whoops or you'll never be able to get through them. You have to just kind of let the bike do its own thing. You don't want to overcorrect. And that's the same way with everything in this game right here. You know, you don't want to overcorrect. That's probably one of the biggest problems people make is they try too hard. But not only people that are just getting into this game, I mean, you can kind of get into a certain degree where you've played it for so long and you play it so much that you're trying too hard in that sense as well, and you don't just let the bike flow. You have to let the bike naturally do its thing. You can't force it too hard, you know? You got to have a balance between like controlling the bike and then letting it actually maneuver itself, like and that's something that you can get so caught up in trying to get good at this game, and you practice so much that you forget that the bike has to be able to have its own momentum and movement to it. You can't just force it in every single situation. You can't do it, or it's just not going to flow very good around the track. So that's another really big tip right there. I'll probably end up making a top 5 MX Simulator tip guide video, something like that eventually, to just kind of round up a lot of the different things that I've learned that are really important to this game. But yeah, definitely crashing a shitload here, but apologize for that. It's just, it takes time, dude, and I'm one of those kind of dudes that has a habit of leaning forward too much. I think I lean forward too much because I always have my certain setups and stuff like that where, like, it's really easy to pull back on the bike, so it always seems like I have the habit of leaning forward so that the bike doesn't flip over. But the problem with that is, in third person like this, you can't really even see your front fender, so it makes it really tricky as far as the leaning forward and leaning back aspect of this game right here. So that's my biggest confusion right now in this third person, is just kind of figuring out where the front end is on the bike, just like that right there, it's really difficult. I mean, when you're so used to looking at it in first person, I know a ton of people start on this game in third person and play it in third person forever, and I don't really understand that, but, do whatever you want to do. It's in there, and I mean, if you want to play in third person, by all means play in third person, but I think it's cool. It would be cool to at least get a little bit better at third person just for, like, different types of videos sake and stuff like that. I think it would be cool. Now, I will never be pro racing or anything like that in third person, just for the simple fact of it's a simulator, and I just always want to stick to, I guess, the main premise of the game. Now, if I'm playing, like, see, I got really good in first person on Reflex on the consoles, which was way different than the shitty first person on the PC version of Reflex. You wouldn't think it would be that different console to PC, but it really was. Like, the Xbox 360 version of Reflex first person camera was way better than the PC version, and I actually got really used to it on the 360, and I was playing Reflex in first person way more than I was third person, and I even got even crazier. Like, the next step you go through that, whenever you've played the game so much in third person, it's like, okay, I'm going to first person. Well, then you play it so much in first person. Well, then the next thing you do is you get into, like, a side-cocked view, and you start riding in that, which is, it's insane now that I think back that I used to do that, but, like, I got so bored of playing in third person that I went to first person, then got so bored of first person that I went to a, like, side view. You know how in Reflex where you can kind of, like, angle the view over to the left or the right? Well, I got so crazy that I started just riding with the view, like, completely to the side because I thought the whips and the scrubs and stuff looked cool. But I mean, I could basically ride on any track on Reflex without even seeing in front of my bike at all. I was, like, totally looking from the side. It's just insane now that I think about that. But that's what happens when you put a crazy amount of time into the game. It's almost like you don't even have to try. It just starts to happen. And that's the whole trick to MX Simulator or Reflex or anything in your life. Do it every day, dude. Do it every day. And I'm not saying it's every day, bro. Oh my God. I'm just saying you really do have to do it every single day. And if you do it as much as you walk, then it becomes as easy as walking. That's my famous saying that I've always had forever, and it's just the truth, man. I mean, that rises above anything else, is the sheer strict amount of time you put into it. Put in time every single day, and it just becomes like nothing. I mean, it's so unbelievable how that is. I wish I could explain that in a better way, but there's just no better way to explain it. And some people just, I mean, you can tell them that all day long, all week long, all year long, their whole life, and they'll still never do it every day. They'll still never do it. You can sit there and show them the improvements that you can make with it. You can sit there and show them everything that you've been able to do with it, and they'll still never do it. They'll still never get the energy and the drive to want to do it every single day. They may do it every day for a couple weeks. They may do it every day for a couple months, but then they'll quit. You know, a lot of people can do it every day for a couple months. Anybody can do that. That's not even difficult. What makes you amazing at something is doing it every single day for a couple of years. That's where it starts getting interesting. And it's going pretty deep talk right here, but it's the truth, dude. Like, you cannot afford to ever take a day off on anything. You just can't do it. And what you have to do is you have to work it into your routine. That's the whole key. You have to basically, like, just how you brush your teeth. Well, you got to think about doing that, but like in a MX Simulator online race every single day. You know, at least go in there and race 2 or 3 races online every single day. Just how you brush your teeth every single day. At least I hope you brush your teeth every single day. I don't know what you do, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, you take a shower every single day. Well, just how you do that, you've got to either go ride a real dirt bike every single day, or you've got to make a YouTube video every single day, or you've got to play MX Simulator every single day. And that's the only real way that you can come out on the upper echelon, topper scale of any of that stuff. As far as like skill-wise, you have to do it every day, because if you're not, somebody else is doing it every day, and then they're going to be better than you. So... and it's one of those things, it's all about confidence, and if you know in the back of your mind there's nothing more that you could have done, then that is the most amazing confidence booster. If you know there is literally no more time you could have put in on something, then that is like the unbelievable. The worst feeling you can have is thinking, oh man, I didn't play MX Simulator for like 3 or 4 days. I could have put that extra time in, and then you won't ride worth a shit, you know? It's just one of those things, but you can also work too hard, and then you're not even focusing properly. There's a balance to all of it there, you know? But that hard work has always paid off. No matter where I've done it, what I've done it with, it's always paid off in dividends. No matter the negative effects from it, it's always paid off. I've never looked back and said, damn, I put too much hard work in. That just, that wasn't really that good. You know, I mean, you can work too hard, no doubt, but it's like, it always seems to help you in the long run. I don't know why it does that. I don't know how it does that. It seems like the most simple thing ever. Just work harder. You know, it's like, that's the obvious thing to do. Just work harder. But I'm telling you, that's the trick. That's the trick, people. That's the whole thing to it. You know, it's the obvious things in life that you need to do. But it gets to a point where, like, everybody's doing it every single day. You know, like in the professional motocross, and even in some cases in the topper line of professional MX Simulator, everybody's playing it a crap load. So at that point, then it becomes like, okay, well, am I doing a little bit too much? So I need to back it off just a little bit. It's not necessarily saying stop doing it every day. I would never stop doing it every day. It's just you do get to a point where you're playing it like too much every day, and then you're not even focusing on like riding on the right kind of tracks, and you're trying too hard, and you're not letting the bike flow. Like I was going back to what I was saying at the very beginning, so that kind of happens. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed me riding like an absolute snail in third person here, but just chilling, dude, just having some fun. Wanted to get on here and talk a little bit. Got some different videos going to be coming out. I actually need to thank a donator real quick, by the way. Oh, God. Let me look real quick. Thank you, Ryan Phillips, for the $5. It means the world to me, man. And don't forget, you guys can donate to me if you want to in the description below. You can also follow me on Snapchat, Instagram. I've been posting some gay-ass pics on Instagram and Snapchat. So if you want to check that out, it's just at Spencer Turley, no space, no capital. And also my PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, Steam. I'll add all you guys on that if you want to play sometime. So, yeah, buddy, that's the third person video. Got a lot more videos coming out in the near future, so be looking out for that. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, my dude skis.